Hello my lovelies, how you doing? This is your friend Dan, starting the year off right. Want to keep everything cool on this channel and want to keep it coming out to you. So what I'm going to say right quick is that this is not medical advice. It never is and it never will be. But this is health advice. What I think you can do to get healthy, okay? Cool, can you dig it? I know you can. So that being said, boom. We're not going to think about all of that other crap, okay? We're not going to think about the C word. It doesn't matter. We're not going to think about what title they've given your disease. It doesn't matter. We're going to just continue to focus on this channel to get healthy. And if all that other stuff clears up in the course of you gaining health, then don't blame me. Can you dig it? All right, so this is a health channel. That's all it is. Can you dig it? So we're going to keep on going here with this stuff. And so a lot of people are writing to me and stuff like that. So I'm going to say it again like I always keep saying it, because I learn by familiarity. Most of us do. So what are we going to do this year? We're going to just not even think about we're not going to think about the negative stuff. We're not going to think about the problem. We're going to just simply use today, the new year, and the whole rest of the year and the rest of our lives to just simply cultivate higher levels of health. Okay, what are we going to do that? Again, feed the organism the living foods. That is my belief system. This is what I've observed. My good friend Dave the Raw Food Trucker, some of you know him, some of them don't. He's lost over 230 pounds. I just had the greatest conversation with him yesterday. You know, and he did it with raw foods. His plan is low glycemic raw foods, green juices and raw foods. And he likes small amounts of nuts and seeds. 230 pounds. And healed up all that crap. So what did he do? He didn't focus on the problem or the D word, unease, or the C word, which was both present in that case of Dave. He just focused on doing what he needed to do to get healthy, and all that other stuff just went away. So can you dig me? So raw foods for the physical body to get the energy flow from an internal source moving outwards, okay? That's pretty easy. You can get into the details, but I'll leave everybody else to fight over the trees, and I'll just keep reminding you to go into the raw food forest, okay? And the details and the percentages and stuff like that. It's like, basically to sum it up, I'm going to say that I think that for you to get healthy, it'd be better if you ate like 8 bananas than a bag of Doritos. And it doesn't really have to be much more complicated than that. Or I would rather see you eat like 12 oranges for breakfast, or a big old glass of orange juice, than bacon and eggs with toast, coffee. Can you dig it? It doesn't have to be much more complicated than that. So fruits and vegetables for the health of the physical protoplasm. Organic, in season, locally grown, if you can. If you can't, you do the best you can, and you don't, again, you don't get lost in the trees of the details, you know, of the scientific everything, you know, long old dissertation on the, you know, people write me these things all the time about, and it's like, whoa man, I just want to eat some bananas, you know. So simplify, because that's the only way it's going to be reasonable and practical. Physical protoplasm, raw foods, fruits, vegetables, herbs, small amounts of soaked nuts and seeds. Simple, right? The energy is going to rise up, and what's going to happen? The raw foods is going to create a sattvic type mind, a spacious type, quieting type mind. The heavier, concentrated, stimulating foods tend to send the mind outward, looking for the answers outside of yourself. And my experience has been that the raw foods quiet the mind and give you an opportunity to move inward, which is really where the problems arise. All of them, all the obstructions to the divine flow of the perfect health, is an inward thing, and it's a letting go. So that's the step 2. We'll just move straight up the line into the area of the heart. Just cultivate love. It's taken me years to continually learn to recontextualize and cultivate lovingness in my life. I'm glad I've done it. It's bringing great things into this life that I'm experiencing right now. It's sending out love to people, learning how to forgive them, and realizing the intrinsic innocence inside of every human being, okay? Some people, well, what if somebody rapes your wife or something like that? Now look, that's about 3 videos in itself for me to explain to you what I believe of the higher karma, so I don't want to get into that. But basically, underneath every human being and all the crap they've done to you is an intrinsic innocence, and they just got programmed, and then grandma programmed them, and then mom programmed you, and now you're programming your kids. Someone's got to be a cycle breaker. I myself told myself when I was 8 years old, I'm breaking this cycle. So far, I've, let's just say that I've never hit my kids. Can you dig it? Love you, Dad. No sweat. It's all good. And also with the drugs. Cycle breaker. Done. It's, don't know what's going to happen, because we've seen people go for 10, 13 years, and then all of a sudden there's issues again with that, but I'm just going to keep on boring through. The heart, you got love. I mean, some people hate love, but you know what? Love makes it all come together. It ties it all in. You can get to high spiritual states of an empty field of infinite void, and yet it's also devoid of the love of God, or the love of life, or the love of the infinite field. Okay? So love. Let the love rise up by learning how to recontextualize the innocence within the people that have hurt you. And just forgive. Some people say, I can't forgive. It's more like you aren't willing to forgive. Because I know that I've done a lot of forgiveness, and I got to tell you, it's been the #1 thing that's helped me to change my life, because I don't carry around dog food bags full of resentments, injustice collecting, big old bag of injustices. This person did this and this person did that. 23 years ago, this person did that. And it's like, geez, you've been dragging that crap around with you? No wonder you don't have perfect health flowing through you. Can you dig it? Okay, I got a couple minutes to go into the mind. Now that can be complicated, because if you go to the highest levels of the mind, then you'll just know that the mind is sort of a spontaneous mechanism. It's sort of like your heart. You don't sit there and go, beat, beat. You don't tell your heart to beat. It just does it from the day you're born till the day you die. Just like the mind. It's a thinker. It just goes and thinks, and you can learn to not necessarily control it, but you can learn to rise above the mind, because you got to realize this. Here's something that might be interesting for you. 99% of the mind is empty space. It's the 1% of the content that's flowing across the mind that has us all bamboozled. You know what I'm saying? It all has us. The 1% of the mind just keeps us occupied and freaked out and scared and worried and excited and, up and down with the 1% of the content of the mind. That's why I like to practice meditation, because then you can get into that 99% empty space, and there's no problems there. It's just infinite. Death isn't even possible in that infinite space, So we're really working on healing the mind. Try to learn to sit for, a few minutes every day. 7 minutes is what I like to start people out on. Sit for 7 minutes with your eyes closed and just watch your own mind. And then you'll see that you're actually the witness of the mind. Just like you're the witness, oh, my heart's beating. You can also just witness, oh, the mind is thinking. That's what it does. It's not you doing the thinking. And you try to stop your mind. You're not going to do it. Just like you can't just, okay, beat, stop. I mean, some yogis can stop their heart, after 20 years of practice. And some people can stop their thinking for maybe 10 seconds. But once you fall back into that infinite space, then the mind just automatically shuts off. So let's heal our bodies with the raw foods. Let's heal our heart with forgiveness and the cultivation of love. Let's heal our mind by realizing that we are not our mind, we're not our thoughts. We're the witness and observer to the mind and the thoughts. Okay? This video was fun to make. I'm glad that I can be of service. You guys can do this. Get out there and get some exercise and practice these things we talked about today. Because I want to hear about how much your life is improving this year, okay? Thank you very much.